Hey, good evening. Hey, good evening, everyone. Welcome back. I know it's been a while. I know it's been a while, but I'm here now. How everybody been doing? What's new? Join in and tell me what you're thinking. Give me some feedback on this show as well. I am back and I have a lot to talk about as usual because I am the chat queen. That's just how I go. But I have a whole lot to talk about and I'm kind of all over the place. And the reason being is because I haven't been on in so long. I just want to talk about everything, which ain't fair. Oh, let me turn this down. Which is not fair. And I like to get my feedback as well. So I'm trying to get it where I can get more feedback from you guys from different platforms. So I'm going live on TikTok this today, and I don't know how.
Hey,
You know my phone's
you might not be able to.
um but yeah, my conversation today is more on staying inclined to having a really good outcome in your relationship so that you don't get too bored or too used to each other and keeping that flame in the relationship, you know? And the reason why I'm having this conversation is because I like staying in the direction of relationships. It's just my thing. I talk about it because I think that it's in the black community. I always go back to us because I think I don't want to say fail at marriages and deep relationships that we have with one another or possible marriages. And I think it's because we have all these insecurities that we have even outside of a relationship, just being black. You know, we deal with a lot. And I think that it would help a lot to have a partner that you can trust and somebody to have your back, you know, to get through everything that you're trying to do as far as being an entrepreneur, getting to work every day and just praying. Anything that you do, I think that a solid partner when you're an adult is good. I don't care if you like men, women, whatever it is you into, just being solid and 100 with one another. Having a good expectation in the end for each other is very important. I am going to go live on IG
Yeah, you got to go on IG
because,
because
yeah,
TikTok and your phone sucks.
yes,
I thought you got a new phone.
I do. It's in front of me right now.
This phone sucks.
Yeah, I'm addicted to it though, and I know how to use it.
It's the same phone.
Oh no, this one's upgrade.
So you're gonna be that person. So you really gonna be that person.
Let me see that phone.
What's going on with this corner?
Just give it to me because you never have to reset it.
Here, take that.
You're
phone.
never gonna make it. Let it. It's never gonna work.
Just take it. Get away.
Why are you going through my pictures?
First of all, I wasn't going through your pictures.
Yes,
I was
you
trying.
were.
I was taking you to IG because you were going to
saw
go
what
live
you was
on
doing.
IG.
You was over there being nosy. Is what
No,
you
I
was
was
doing.
first. I tried to do your TikTok,
He was being
and then
nosy.
that upper corner didn't want to work. So then you was like, "Well, I'm just gonna go live on Instagram." So I opened up your Instagram so you could just go live, and then it got stuck because that upper corner don't work.
You being nosy.
I'm not being nosy, people. She ends up showing me all the good stuff anyway, so I don't care.
What I show you?
You only showed me the stuff that you getting ready to post on IG anyway. 97%
I
of your
don't even
phone.
know. Wait, what am I doing now?
See, you don't know what you're doing. Just use your new phone.
Okay.
Because your old phone is trash. Baby, come back. You can blame it all on me. Baby, come back. Have you noticed that music back in the days was very, very like real?
You know, music has changed so much.
Because like we had no problem back in the days just openly saying that we love this girl.
I know.
We
Things
tried to
changed
we
a
tried
lot.
if we wanted to court her, we tried. Like we did.
Exactly.
We did it out loud. Now we just want to see what that thing smell like.
Smell like?
It's a song. Used to be on BET
That's
Uncut.
disgusting.
It's the inside way of trying to say they want to hit, but not saying it.
No, you remember back in the day, boys used to send you the letter or they would send you the little piece of paper that says, "Will you be my girlfriend? Yes or no?"
I did that one time as an adult.
What was your outcome?
It was somebody I was already talking to. I knew I was just being cute. Like it was a girl I was dating at the time, and I literally gave her one of those little fortune cookie thing, the things where you got to do like this to open it.
Yeah.
So I made the inside that all of them said, "Would you go out on a date with me?" Right, but each one had a different place, a different type of date. Like, would you like to go to the movies with me? Would you like to go out to dinner with me? Would you like to go bowling with me? Would you? It was four different ones. So no matter what, at the end of the day, they were all going to ask her out on a date. It was just funny. I was just being
That's
childish.
funny.
It was cute
That's
but
funny.
childish.
It wasn't childish.
It was dead childish,
No, it was not.
but me and that person, we childish like that.
But when you did it, you had a great expected end. You knew what kind of outcome you would get with writing a little letter like that, right?
True, but here's the thing about me: if I really like somebody, I'm gonna go for it regardless, and I don't care if the outcome is no. I'm still gonna do it because two things is gonna happen: either A, I'm gonna either get the girl, or B, I'm gonna leave a memory in her head
About you.
about me.
That's funny.
Because at the end of the day, because she gonna go back to her friends, girl, you don't tell you about this guy who tried to talk to me with a letter. It is like the fact that you said that and then you explain it, and then I guarantee you one of your friends is gonna be like, "Oh, that was so cute, that was sweet. Oh, I wish your man would write me a letter." Now in the back of their head, you didn't told me no, but now that you didn't talk to your girls because you thought you clowned me, you really come to find out that you fucked up. You dropped the bag because someone actually did something a little bit different than sliding in your DMs to try to get your attention.
Right. Right. Yeah.
But this world is completely different, period, though. So people
So
don't
when
do
you
stuff
get
like
into
that.
a situationship, do you think about the outcome?
You should. Whatever you're trying to date, okay? You should always date with purpose. Today's a lot of people don't date with purpose. They date with intent. They just want something out of it, but they don't never want to look at the long-term game. Like you'll have a girl who wants to talk to a guy because he looks like he's flashy and got money, so they want to try to see what they can get real quick because they got a bill or something they want to pay, or they just want to go out and do something, but they want his money to do it with. Then you got guys who are just looking to just check another box off their list, but they don't think about it in the long term. Like, what if this person, I like them, or they make me laugh, or they make me feel secure? Or what if I got a guy who cared enough to teach me how to not get in this situation again? Like I'm sitting here struggling about how I'm going to pay this bill, but this guy I'm talking to is teaching me how to manage my money so my bills are always paid. What is more of a win? Getting this money right now or learning how growth and stability works?
I feel like we lost being optimistic in a relationship because that all comes with expecting or your expectations and what you hope to get out of a relationship. Now, in the beginning, we have this ideal person that we would want to be with.
Okay.
Okay. And then once you get that person, you start seeing qualities and things diminish. Like it really was never that person. And you know that.
Have you ever dated your person, your ideal person?
Yes.
And
I married my ideal person.
okay.
But I know that if you get into a relationship, sometimes you start seeing things that's not adding up with what it is that you've seen. I haven't dated a whole lot, but I have, especially the first time around, I learned a lot. Nobody can tell me that I have. I've been through stuff that whoever, married, single, everybody haven't been through. I've been through some things, and
everybody should learn.
They were learning situations, and in those situations, I think that we see a person, and we get a misperception of who this person is.
Okay.
And then once you get into that, then you lose all that, everything. You start disrespecting. You start having all these different things that you can't really uphold that person. But if you remain optimistic, that's why it is so important to do that, because you're looking for a better end.
Okay.
You're doing things to get a better outcome. You're not just doing things because you're in a relationship or because, oh, I got to pay the bills. I got to pay the bills this month. Dang. But if you're looking for a better outcome, you're doing that. I got to pay these bills so my baby will be happy. And I got to cook this dinner so my baby can eat. I need to do this and I need to do that. And the outcome is when he get home, when she get home, she's going to be happy that this is done. We're going to have a good night.
True. But what about those situations where
You need to know in the beginning that if those qualities don't add up, and I know that it doesn't always happen that
Mhm.
way, but to get out, don't wait until you're miserable for years, like
how
in your
long
situation.
do you let a situation go before you make the decision to leave? Now, let's say no kids involved. Okay.
No kids.
No kids involved. So let's just say you, because a lot of times people will be like, well, I can't leave because of kids, or it's not easy for me to start over because I got the kids and I don't want. No, let's take kids out the scenario.
Mm-hmm.
How long do you wait in your world of unhappiness
Mm-hmm.
before you decide I can't do this no more?
Now, if you take kids out of the equation, then you should leave pretty quick, especially if it's something that's detrimental to your dignity, the
Okay.
things you stand for, those things that you just can't deal with. By there's some things are just no conversation need to be had.
Okay.
It's like this: if this is what you can't live with, leave right away.
What are some instant things for you?
For me,
Let's just say you're only dating. Okay. Been dating for about a year.
mm-hmm.
Okay. So you're not at that marriage phase yet, but you put a little time in. What are some of those? Nah, I'm out. Deal breakers for you.
Inconsistencies. I don't care what it is. If you saying you go to church and then you stop going, you inconsistent. If you are if there's one thing that I can pick out and I really like about you, and you're not consistently doing that, no,
Do you let that person know this is what you like about them?
that's where I was going.
Okay.
I think that is warrant. You should have enough respect to have a conversation with somebody you're dealing with.
Okay.
Talk to them, tell them what you don't like, what it is that's bothering you.
Okay. You brought up something.
But I feel like if you consistent, it's coming from you anyway. That's why I never like to talk about it. Like, I don't even want to talk about it. I'm not going to be telling you how to be consistent.
Well, that's why I
I
get.
hate
That's
that.
why I was getting ready to say let's back up because you brought up something that I think a lot of people either there is or isn't. You brought up church.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Church is important
Church is important to you.
to me.
Okay. An individual could be that they're going to church and then something happened in the church that made them not want to go no more. That's changing the consistency of something they always do. They don't knock you for you going on Sunday. They don't talk down on your belief. They just don't go to the actual establishment of church itself anymore. Is that a deal breaker?
If I met you going to church,
Right.
if I met you and you go to church,
Right.
not that was and you were so consistent and that was something you wanted to do. If that church is bothering you, you find another one. And I'm not saying that it's just church. I just feel like God is important. If I meet you and you're not a church going person, but you were so heartfelt about it. If that's something, if you so heartfelt about loving God, do that.
Okay.
I'm okay with that.
Right.
But if you so heartfelt about getting to church and you want to go, and then all of a sudden you don't want to go to church no more. Oh, I believe in God. And no, and y'all start seeing all these inconsistencies and stuff. It's just a turn off, and it don't even have to be church. Is what I'm saying.
Okay.
It could be something like.
No, I only use church as an example because that's definitely one of those things where your church home could affect your walk. And a lot of times, some people will walk away from that church home, but still continue that walk on their own. So, because they still have a connection to God and they still have a belief and they still are studying and growing, they're just not doing it at a physical institution, but that's how you met them. And that changed. Does it affect you? Like he has no problem with you getting up every Sunday morning and going to do what you got to do. He'll even meet up with you while you gone. Hell, while you gone, he'll stay at home and clean. You know what I'm saying? I'll do laundry while you at church. I'll watch the sermon on my tablet or something like that. But physically going to the location is just not a thing for him anymore.
I'm gonna say this
Just speak
because it's
honest.
way different it's much more powerful than what we're looking at here. Because when I'm talking about inconsistencies and doing things differently, along the way,
Mm-hmm.
I feel like that's genuinely you, not
Okay.
me. You know what I'm saying? If you
Okay.
consistent in doing something, when we meet
Okay.
and we decide to pursue a relationship, that's something, a quality that I liked about you. And then we start dating, or we become an item, then we start going to church together.
Okay.
That's our time together. That's something that we do on Sundays. That's
Okay.
something we get up and go do, like, and then all of a sudden you don't want to do this. No, we're not even gonna go church shopping. Like, that's something you said you liked. That's
Okay.
what I liked about you.
What if, and I know you said 9 times 10, if you are technically in a relationship, especially at this point, communication. We always say this every time we have an episode.
Yeah,
Communication is always
yes,
going to be a thing. That's
it's
not
number
like
one.
before we eat all these other scenarios we randomly come up with. No matter what, we've already made sure communication is good. But what if it's an experience that they had that just keeps causing the issue for them to go back? I'll use me for an example.
Mm-hmm.
I grew up in a Seventh-day Adventist church. Okay. When I say I grew up, I mean literally from kindergarten to 8th grade.
Mm-hmm.
I was literally attending not only a Seventh-day Adventist church, but I also got educated at one too. It truly affected the way I view religion. Okay.
Okay.
In the sense of the actual church itself. Because being a kid who's around all the behind the scene things that are going on, the school side of things in regards to it, the pastors, the deacons, just literally being ingrained in the full part of the institution that a normal member of the congregation never sees. I'm not saying that they were doing anything felonious or anything, but I just don't get the same vibe anymore. Okay. And because of that, dealing with individuals who are in church, I still have my walk, still have my faith. I'm a very spiritual person in regards to it. I'll sit down and have a religious conversation with anybody with a very open mind. But Sundays are for me and God. I don't need an institution to still have that same walk. So, and I tend to often hear our church goers. They're always talking about the importance of the fellowship, which is what you do at the church. And it's like, I get that. But I tell people at this point in time in my life, my walk, I don't need the fellowship with y'all. At this point in time in my life, me and God, we're on a one-on-one basis. So I still get what I need when I need it, because if he feels I need to get it from somebody else, he puts that person in my presence and I have that conversation with them at that point in time.
Yeah.
It has been an issue in the past where an individual who I dated goes to church every Sunday, constantly religiously, to the point that because I'm still at home in bed on a Sunday while she's in church, it affected our relationship. It wasn't until we sat down and I really broke down why I have a problem with the institution and the whole thing. And the answer she gave me really is what truly additionally turned me off was, you couldn't understand my point of view, but you tell me then just go find another church home. I was waiting for your earring to fall because it came off a while ago.
What's wrong with this?
Because your phone sucks.
Taylor just talking about
what's up, little homie?
She said, can you pause and answer the phone?
I
got my video messing up.
I said I noticed that. I know your phone was ringing because it wasn't mine.
She said she just got some ice cream and she want to show us. Okay, let's continue.
Taylor's childish.
She is no life.
Leave my little homie alone.
Nah.
That's my little homie.
But, messing up my life, girl.
But anyway, that's why I went back to that, because someone like you, where it's important that how would you feel if the individual who you are dating does have a past experience with church that just doesn't sit right on his spirit. Let's say he had an issue with a deacon or a pastor, or the way they guided him made him feel more lost than getting the help.
We've been there.
Okay.
I've been there.
Okay.
We church hurt happens so many different kind of ways.
Church hurt. That's the
Now,
first
when
time I
I
ever heard it
tell
like that.
you,
Church hurt.
you ain't heard of church hurt and Kojic dollars. Then I was raised Kojic, Church of God in Christ. You can't join it. You got to be born in it. I'm telling you.
That's another. I know.
And it's
I'm not.
strict.
I'm not disagreeing with you
And
because
when I say that,
because the girl's mom is Kojic.
listen, when I say that, the just what comes with it, just being authentic
Right.
in it and staying at, it's hard.
Right.
And when I say it's hard because it's so many expectations and judgmental thoughts going around, and to a point where you just don't. The older you get, it's like, where am I? And
Right.
what is really going on? Is this something I really want to do?
Right.
Because, and I understand that in religion, because it's a religion thing.
It's
really not. And that's why I said, I really don't get upset when it comes down to your beliefs.
Right.
I want you to believe in God. I want you to keep going to church, all of that. That's really handsome to me.
Right.
Of a guy. Go to church. And if you ain't right, try to get right, because none of us perfect. So going to church is a big deal to me, I think. And that's just me.
Okay.
But you don't have to go to the same church. Now, I've had church hurt.
Okay.
And I stopped going.
Okay.
And I'm like, I ain't dealing with none of this. Because I feel like with the way I was raised and the things that I'm supposed to believe, and if I'm following the leader, because it say the church mothers raise us, raise the youngins. And, if I start seeing some things that don't line up with what you're trying to teach me,
right,
you can't teach me nothing if you ain't been through nothing, number one.
Okay.
And if you have, be authentic with me so we can grow together. Don't be trying to have me be a certain way just so you tired of somebody looking this way, or tired of attention being over there or something. It happens all the time. Church is something. It's a whole different discussion that I want to go there, but I don't, because I don't want to step on no toes and seem negative.
And this is why I have that issue, because you clearly have something that you want to say and you feel like it needs to be said. But you have this, I don't want to step on nobody. So maybe that stepping on that person's toes is what they need.
Nah, that's
not
God
even just that,
that,
but not just that, but even maybe the individuals who feel the same way, maybe they need a better understanding. If you said something and you said it authentically, it came from where you really felt, and here's somebody else like, you know what, I was feeling the same way about that. And now you're creating a dialogue that needs to be had based on something they've seen or heard. Now you're giving that individual the opportunity to correct this misunderstanding.
Yes.
And therefore, this individual who may have walked away from that life altogether now has a better understanding. How many times has it been that an individual says, this is what I do, and you was like, well, I don't understand why you do that. That's stupid. And then they explain to you why they do it and the reasoning behind it.
It's still stupid.
And it's like, okay, now it makes sense why you do it.
No.
Okay.
Some things still be stupid.
I see. I'm not saying something to talk about this. See that's what you're gonna stop doing. You're gonna stop down looking on that person and whatever they're going. This
really
now see why you and Taylor be bumping heads.
Nah, I'm really
because Taylor be saying things and she just wants you to have a little black girl joy for her, and you really be shutting her down. I see where she come from.
Do that to her. Taylor is annoying. She know it.
Nah, you be taking.
She lived that life. That's what she want to be in my life.
Don't be taking away my little homie black girl joy.
She got a little bit. I let her have a little bit.
Okay, but anyway, what else is on your mind today?
No, when it comes down to, let me get back, because we got into church.
I know.
That wasn't even my focus.
That wasn't none of our focus.
Way off.
That's both of our
But
fault.
I am going to end on that note by saying, because I want to get back to inconsistencies, because that's a big thing to being optimistic. When you want a great outcome, you have to do things to get a good outcome.
Right.
You can't just You can't have expected in a great expected in your mind, and then be doing all other kind of other stuff. Everything you do, everything you do that's not genuine gonna come out anyway. If you're not authentic in what you're doing to get that woman or to get that man, it's gonna come out anyway and become unattractive. It's not gonna be attractive anymore
Okay.
because you're not who that person was looking for. That's not what I liked about you.
But
And it's gonna start coming out, and just I don't like you now. I just don't like you at all.
you gonna like me as is.
No, because as is not what you being.
Well, what if it is?
If every day before I go to work, I make myself some Thai noodles or something every day, every single day.
Okay.
Then all of a sudden I stop faithfully. You've been dating me. Let's take it to another level so that you can
Okay.
see where I'm coming from.
I just said okay.
You see me doing that every day. Then all of a sudden I'm not eating noodles no more. I'm ready to go to a Thai restaurant and I want to go just by myself to have it. And this is just what I want to do. I'm changing. It's been a year and a half. I don't want Thai noodles at home, although I know I can make them from scratch.
Okay.
I want to go to the restaurant now every day before I go to work. Every day I did this. Let's say 2 years. Let's say 2 years I've been cooking at home these noodles because I love them so much. Now, all of a sudden, I want to go by myself. This is my piece. When I'm at home, I make my Thai noodles and I sit on the couch and I eat them by myself. You not there. That's just what you notice. I do every day. Oh, it's 2 o'clock. She about to make some Thai noodles. I know what it is. She finna sit down, watch her, and you just know me like the back of your hand.
Okay.
But then one day, I started going to the Thai restaurant, and I want broccoli on the side.
Okay.
This is what I do now because. Now I like broccoli. Now I want some Thai noodles over at Thai Ho Shan.
Okay.
Every day. And she just want to go here every day. She don't want to be at home eating her noodles. Tell me what your take is on that.
You have been eating the same food every single day for a year and a half. My first couple of times you do that, you sick of it. It's understandable when you do the same thing over and over and over and over again. You get bored with it.
Okay.
You get tired of it. You want something new. You want change. You want something different. Someone told you about this other spot that makes the same kind of noodles you make, just make it a little bit differently. Maybe the way I make my noodles is not the best way. So let me go try this other noodle spot over there. And now that's your favorite noodle spot. You like the way they make those noodles. I'm going to ask you, what do you like differently about the Thai spot compared to yours at home? Is it the fact that you don't have to waste that time to cook it? Is it the fact that you can order it online and pick it up and be ready for it? Maybe your doctor told you you need to eat some more vegetables in your life, which is why you add broccoli. My first instinct is not going to be something's wrong. My first instinct is going to be change. Change is inevitable. Change is necessary. Change is a requirement. Okay. We can't be the same person. If we don't change what we do, that means you could be 41 years old, still thinking like a 21-year-old. You can't do that. Change is necessary.
Yeah.
Think about how, matter of fact, you can't eat the same way. There are foods that we used to eat like crazy in our 20s that we could barely even touch right now because our body's going to reject it.
Absolutely.
So in this scenario, because I know it's a metaphor for something else, but in this particular scenario, I can understand the want, needs, and desires for something different.
Okay.
But here's where my first reaction would be. Let's have a conversation about this change. How much is this change going to affect you? Because anytime you change something, it's going to affect you mentally, emotionally, spiritually, physically, and financially. Because before you were making these noodles at home, you got more time to do more stuff now because you're letting somebody else do all the heavy lifting. But before you were able to get all the ingredients for $1. Now to get your food is costing you $6. Now the fact that you're going somewhere else to eat in public instead of eating at home. Now your private time is gone. Your comfort food has changed. Your mentality about being where you are and in this moment has completely changed. My first question is, what's bringing forth this
There you
change?
go.
What's prompting you to make
There you
these
go.
changes today?
Okay.
Okay.
All right. We're
That's going
getting
to be the first
somewhere.
thing. Open question I always do. What's prompting to make these changes today?
Mhm.
Because every change is not about me. How many times as a woman, okay, because you are a woman, that a man has came to you and asked you to do something, asked you for something, asked you to be about something, but you physically in that moment don't want to do it, can't do it, or God's just not letting you do it. But they can't accept the fact that your no is a no, and it's a no with a reasoning. Now they feel like something else was going on. But at the same time, it's because you're changing. How many times have a mate that you've dealt with tried to get a little loving, but Aunt Flo decided to come around? And now you're telling him, nah, I can't. I'm on my cycle. Because cycles are unpredictable. You know when they're going to come, but at the same time, they can come whenever they want to.
Right.
Your body, your stress, your mental, all that makes a factor. She could be there for a day. She could be there for 7 days.
Yeah.
If she's there for longer than that, let's go see a psychiatrist. Well, not psychiatrist, a physician, because something's going on.
Yep.
Okay.
Mhm.
But at the end of the day, we know that when you give us that answer, no matter how much it affects how we feel in that moment, we have to accept it.
Yep.
So if you're going through these changes with these noodles and this noodles just not hitting like these noodles were hitting before, let's find out why. Let's talk about what are you doing? Because you've been eating the same noodles for a year and a half. If you're not bored with these noodles, I'm going to be more concerned about, are you just eating these noodles because it's your routine? Or are you eating these noodles because you really like them? Because if you ain't trying to change them or trying different flavors or adding a little extra spice on it, why are you still doing the same? Why are you eating these same noodles every single day? Now, I'm not telling you to go out and get new noodles, but let's find out what's about these noodles that you're so attached to.
That's exactly where I'm going.
I know where you was going with it.
So when it comes down to different scenarios in inconsistencies, you have all these questions with change. And if you have a change within you that your mate may not like, then that's what brings on a problem. Because then you're uncomfortable. You changing. You want Thai noodles at Thai Hung Choi. And once you go there, you start liking it. And there's a lot of people that hang out there, mind you. It's a nice crowd. This ain't just some, like you said, it's not a private area like I'm being on the couch having my noodles. Now I want to get out and be in a different atmosphere. Things are changing, right?
Right.
And what comes with that change? Questions. You don't always like that change. But when you're remaining consistent and optimistic in that change. So if I go and I want to have noodles here, but it's like, nah, what, you don't like that? Did you want to come with me? Is there anything that we can do together that'll help us figure out how you can get these noodles and not be happy?
Okay. Now, at the end of the day, we have to understand, how did we get here? So always the thing we got to ask. So in this particular case, you're going somewhere else to get your noodles. Okay. Have I ever been invited to come to this place with you?
No.
If the very first time you decide to go here, you did it on your own,
Yeah.
then the fault does not lie with me. The fault lies with you in the beginning. And here's the reason why I say that. You made a conscious decision to go to a new restaurant, whether you just happen to see it on your way passing by, a friend recommended it to you, somebody brought food to the office one day from that place and you liked it. You made a conscious decision to take this journey by yourself without having a conversation with me about the fact that you want to try some different noodles. So yes, I am accustomed to your routine of you eating these same noodles on your couch at 2:00 every single day, to the point that I can sit here and say, I know exactly what my woman is doing right now, because the level of trust I have in her and her pattern,
things that come with it,
and her pattern is what makes it believable. Right. So now you've decided to go try these new noodles at some place that's hung, which already in the back of my mind as a dude, it's like, you a wild girl. But I don't even know if you did that on purpose or not. But I just, that when you said it the second time, I caught that's funny as hell. But getting back to the same on topic.
Okay.
So you went and you got these noodles now. So you're eating at this place and you're now eating at this place consistently. If you've been to this restaurant more than 3 times and you have not told me about it, fault lies on you. Because the first time you go do it, you're trying to see if it's worth it.
Right.
Second time you're going there, if you want to make sure that that first time you did it, it was like, okay, maybe I just had a good batch that day. Let me find something I now like on this memory. By the third time, we should be having a conversation for me to come experience this with you, because this is something that you plan on now doing as your regular routine. Allow me the opportunity to figure out what your new comfort zone is. It should never be something you just do on your own and not expect conflict to come from it.
Exactly.
That is where the mistake makes. When you change and you have someone who's important to you, they need to know about the change you're going through, why you're going through this change, what's your end goal during this change, and whether or not you want to walk on this alone or have someone to have your back. So if you're going to start going to this Thai restaurant where you're going to get these noodles from here on out, I should know that you're changing your routine, because what if I decide to send you food home one day at 1:30 so you don't have to make the noodles? Or what if I decided I want to pop up one day with a bowl of the same noodles you always make and some extra stuff because I'm free that day? Well, here's 2 o'clock and you're not home. I call you. You have to do one of two things. Either A, answer your phone and says, oh yeah, I went to go get food at this place instead, or ignore my call. The minute you ignore
now, you see where this going.
Now when you ignore my call, I know where you was going the whole time. I wasn't lost. I wasn't lost. I'm just taking
a trip.
To
say a word.
I'm taking the trip for you. So now, if you ignore my call, you have now created another issue on top of the original one. So now you're affecting my trust. It's not about you and your changes that you're going through. Now it's about our trust, because you changed what you were doing, even though it's for the best for you, but you left me in the dark about this change. So now the mother of all assumptions is going to start going in my head.
Yep.
Now I'm going to start painting a picture and creating a reality that may or may not be the case. You may have just started going to this restaurant because at the end of the day, your noodles was okay, but these noodles are fire. And this is where I want to be at. And because you don't expect me to be home until 5 o'clock anyway, you never thought that I would want to be there with you for the noodles. So you never told me.
Noodle thing.
Okay. So you never told me about it. You don't know how I like my noodles. You just assumed that because you always got noodles at 2 o'clock by yourself.
Yep.
Okay. That's what it is.
Yep.
That's what it is. But we may have, but what I'm saying is that's why I give you by definition, people normally give people 2 chances. And regardless, no matter what we're talking about in the scenario, a human being technically gets 2 chances at everything.
Right.
Because we want to believe that the first time you did it, it was either out of curiosity or it was an honest mistake. Okay. That's why they say a second chance. Okay. But by the second time, if you don't correct that mistake, now you're doing it intentionally. And if you're doing it intentionally, now we got a problem. Okay.
Yes.
Now we got a problem.
Yeah.
See, the first time you can do it as a mistake. You can do it as curiosity. Hey, I've been eating these same noodles for 18 months. This new noodle popped up and I want to try this noodle because I heard it was better than the noodle I had already.
Right.
And you tried it.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, you liked it. You either gonna tell me you liked it and we figure out what we gonna do going forward, or you gonna keep it a secret and you're gonna keep liking it until you realize I can't eat these noodles no more. Because even though I make mine at home, you put a little bit too much extra on it and it's affecting me.
Yep.
Okay.
So the reason why I chose the word
I know why
optimistic over spontaneous and any other word like that, just you can keep the fire in so many different ways, but if you're consistent and you're optimistic and having a mind, your whole mind frame of a great ending, a great outcome, then ending. If both of y'all on the same page, then you should be able to meet in the middle when it comes to optimism.
True.
Okay, so when I say consistent, you just brought it all the way back, and while you were speaking was so enjoyable to me because at the beginning of me speaking on inconsistencies, you brought up, well, we talked about church, and while you were speaking, I was just relating both situations, the church and the noodles together, and
Mm-hmm.
it fits together like glue. And both of those situations is outside of a personable situation. Like if it was just me and you, not like, let's say we talking about church, that's outside, that's an outside thing
Right.
when it comes down to our marriage,
Right.
or our relationship or anything else,
Right.
just any type of situationship, that's outside of what we got going on. The noodles outside of what we got, that's what you want to eat, that's what you want to eat.
Right.
But being consistent with one another, like, what if this necklace right here is something that you gave me in the beginning, or
Okay.
something that I just wore it. You didn't even have to ask no questions. I wore it.
Right.
That's a part of consistency.
Okay.
I wore this necklace since the day we met for 3 years now. Then I
Okay.
just take it off,
But you
and I
took.
don't want to wear it no more.
Now, I would ask you, I wouldn't say nothing the very first time I noticed you don't have it on.
Mm-hmm.
Could be multiple reasons why you don't have it on.
Right.
Okay. Because if I bought it, it's quality. So that
Mhm.
means it might set off some metal detectors. You might go into a shady establishment and you don't trust it. I am going to not say something the first
This
time I
guy's
notice.
crazy.
The first time I notice you don't have it on. You want to know why?
Right.
Because just like I said before, there could be a reason.
Mhm.
Okay.
Okay.
You made a mistake and didn't put it back on.
Mhm.
That's what I'm going to say. You made a mistake and didn't put it back on after whatever reason you took that necklace off.
Right.
The second time, okay, I see you without it. I'm going to give you a window to correct this mistake. You don't have it on there, then I'll ask you about it. Hey, where'd your necklace go? At that point in time, you have the choice to make two decisions. Like I said, either answer my phone and tell me the truth or ignore it. So you can either tell me where the necklace is and why you don't have it on,
Mhm.
or you can lie to me. If you tell me, oh, well, I had it on, it got caught in this, it accidentally got snapped, I didn't put it back on because I didn't want to, I've had it for 3 years, I didn't want you to get mad at me, or I got to go take it to get it repaired, that's what I'm going to believe because that's what you told me.
Mhm.
Now, if the reason why you don't have it on is because you left it by some other dude's house, you lied to me. The minute I find that out, because believe me, when a person lies, we find out that person lied.
Right.
It might not be right away. It may be later on down the road. Hell, your necklace could be missing and I have it in my pocket the whole time because you accidentally left it on the sink in the bathroom. So I picked it up and I was going to see how long it took for you to say anything about, baby, I can't find my necklace.
What if I gave you an answer when you asked me, like, baby, where the necklace at? And I tell you, like, I'm growing, I don't want to wear it no more.
Then we're going to have a conversation about why you don't want to wear it.
Because that makes you feel good. It makes you feel special.
No, I just want to know why you feel, because if your answer has a negative connotation to it, because you're saying, oh, I'm grown, meaning that you felt that the fact that you had it was childish. Not that you said, I just didn't want to wear it. No, I didn't want to. I feel like wearing it today. If you just did not feel like wearing it today,
Mhm.
I can expect that. But the fact that you add that little adjective phrase by saying, I'm grown, now you've created an unnecessary problem.
No, I said I'm growing. I'm changing.
Okay.
I don't want to wear it anymore.
Then you just don't want to wear it no more.
Right. But if it's something that was sentimental for both of us, like it ain't bothering you, it's not something you wear with every outfit. It's something, it's like a little thin diamond bracelet or necklace,
right,
that you bought for me.
Okay.
That can be worn forever. And I just stopped wearing it.
Then you're changing. It happens. Women wear waist beads, right? When their body shape changes, they have to change their waist beads, don't they?
But this is something sentimental.
No.
You can't compare that though.
No, hear me out. That's what those waist beads could be just as sentimental too.
I want to say more, but I just don't want to go there.
But here, and I feel what you're saying. No, I feel like you're going through, like when you take certain things off. Prime example. When I was married, I didn't wear my wedding ring. Mm-hmm. Okay. Mm-hmm. It's not that I didn't wear it because I didn't love her. I didn't wear it because I didn't care about her. Mm-hmm. We didn't wear our rings because of the type of career fields that we had. I worked in a warehouse. She worked in a hospital. She worked around equipment where that ring could cause a problem. I worked in a warehouse where the ring could cause my finger to fall off because it could get caught on stuff. I didn't wear it.
Right.
Me and her had an understanding of why we didn't have the rings on. We didn't deny that we were married. We didn't deny nothing. We just did not wear it. So it didn't get to a point where now that we both changed career paths and I now work in an industry where it does not matter, or she now works at a desk compared to what she did before, neither one of us came to each other and was like, well, why don't you wear your ring no more? Because we already understood where we stand in the ring only had outside value to us. Internally, we were good. Internally, we on the same page. Internally, we cool. But yet, let me be outside and someone says, my man would never not wear his ring. That's between you and that man. We have an understanding of why we don't have
it is
our
a case by case scenario.
It is a case by case.
Could be looking like, why are you
right.
all of a sudden doing this?
So,
and then if my thing is, if there's a problem where one of you don't like it, then there's an issue.
There's always going to be issue if you don't. I won't say. Let's back up. It's not that one of you don't like it. It's when one of you don't understand why the change is happening. Mm-hmm. See, I could not like the fact that you don't want to wear sleeves on your shirt, but if I understand why you're opting to not wear sleeves on your shirt, I can be cool with it. I don't like it, but I can be cool with it because I understand why you're doing it. If you're just out here Michelle Obamaing it because you want to do it, and I'm like, well, I don't like when your arms out, girl. It's like 32 degrees outside. Why your arms out? It's like, I need my arms out. I just got to have my arms out. But then if you come and tell me, well, I want to have my arms out because my shirts irritate my skin, or I want to show off the tattoo, or have you seen these guns, my nigga?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But then I understand why you showing off your arms. So I'm gonna be like, okay, I don't like when she don't wear her sleeves, especially because it's cold outside. And the last thing I need is my baby to be ashy and shit. But I understand why you ain't wearing sleeves. So I'm gonna rock with it. Because at the end of the day, you love it. And if I love you, I'm gonna love it too.
So when it comes down to what we were talking about before, like consistencies, whatever you do, I strongly believe in this. To get a person is what you got to do to keep them.
It is.
And I feel like, so especially with women, when women meet men or they're deciding to date or looking for any type of relationship, to pursue a relationship or a marriage with a man,
we gotta wrap it up.
They're gonna be, questions and things, or things that they're interested in.
Right.
In the beginning, that they're getting answered, their questions getting answered, they know everything, they're getting on. Yeah. This is the man that I want.
Okay.
This is who I want to pursue.
Right.
Then later on, you're changing, I'm changing, but it's still the specific man that I want.
Right.
So I can change and just not want you no more for different situations like that.
And it's normal.
A woman will do that.
But it's normal for everybody. Nobody should, like I said, nobody should be the same person they were in the beginning. As you start moving into different levels in your own personal life, your wants and needs should change as well. I should not want the same fast tail ass girl that I pursued when I was 18 years old when I'm 28.
Why?
Because at that point in time, my priorities should be different. My mentality should be different. I shouldn't want a toxic ass relations at 28 years old.
Because she fast tail, she toxic.
And most of the time they are this day and age. Like most of the time they are.
I'm not even gonna mess with him, y'all. I was getting ready to say something, but I'm not gonna do it.
And most of the time they are. But then the same thing as a woman, you shouldn't want a player ass popular dude when you're in your 30s or your 40s.
So the type of man you choose has something to do with your maturity level?
It does.
And growth?
It does. Because think about it. How many women have you seen date a guy when they were younger? Let's take you for an example. Mm-hmm. Guarantee there was you really only dated two guys, so you suck.
I haven't dated just two guys.
I'm just messing with you.
I've been married most of my life.
Right.
But
and that's why I say you don't, but you don't, but yours don't, but yours don't count because your gap is not unrealistic. But there are times where there are guys and girls that we have dated in our early ages when we were 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, that now that we're 38, 39, 40, we look back, it was like, ugh, what did I see in that person? or that's not the same guy it was before. We had a conversation earlier about how a baby daddy in the beginning was so fucking problematic. But now that y'all done grew up and mature, he's a respectable young man that if you didn't fuck me over so bad, I would have given you a second chance because you've grown to the person that you want that person to be.
If you give somebody a second chance and you think they grown, they get back with you and have disrespected you and took you through so much, you think it's gonna be different.
Sometimes it takes them to realize what happened for them to grow from
But
it.
it's still gonna come out because those qualities may not have changed. It's trigger's still gonna be there.
No. You have to remember, sometimes the disrespect, and see, we got to end the show because I got another show standing up.
Triggers still be there.
The triggers do still be there, but then that's where maturity plays a factor on both parts. You could say something that makes you go back to what I used to do, but if I'm not doing that, you have to understand that I've grown past that. At the same time, if I did something to you and I'm trying to get us to work out, I have to apologize for my past behavior.
Yes, you do.
I have to acknowledge that I did you wrong.
Yeah.
Okay. A lot of times we won't acknowledge, both men and women will not acknowledge our wrong. No, we won't. We're not doing that this week. Accountability goes both ways, my love.
Men, women always be right.
No, they don't.
We always right. No,
we're not gonna do that this week.
We always right. We're gonna end on that note. Women are always right.
No, you're not.
Who runs the world? Girls, girls, girls. And we're gonna leave it at that.
No, you don't. With that being said,
we out of here. Y'all know where y'all can find me. Not on Facebook, Spotify, iHeartRadio, YouTube. The link is right up above. Go ahead on and click on that link. Peace.